RHOM star Guerdy Abraira is exposing the truth regarding her Zoom feud with castmate Julia Lemigova. There were a lot of big events happening in the Season 7 premiere, yet one incident that stood out was Guerdy and Julia's battle. So, what exactly happened? Keep reading for more details. Guerdy Abraira exposes truth about Julia's Zoom feud. Bravo fans were on the edge of their seats awaiting the Season 7 premiere of RHOM. The hit reality series has not been on the air since March 2024, so it felt like a lifetime. Yet they stayed faithful to the show, and the premiere delivered all that everyone wanted and more. Of course, there were feuds and romantic issues, but one moment that stood out was Julia Lemigova against Guerdy Abraira. She had some big news to share with her co-stars, and it was that she and her wife, Martina Navratilova, had adopted 2 sons. This was something that they had desired for a very long time, and now it was a reality. Julia wanted to spill the beans over a Zoom meeting, and everyone was there but Guerdy. She tried to come in and alleged no one was letting her in, plus she had other meetings, so she couldn't wait forever. Julia felt betrayed that Guerdy was not there and ultimately received a quick text. However, it was hard for Guerdy to learn about the adoption via the media. Julia bashed Guerdy to Martina, and this played out for the rest of the episode. Now, Guerdy is showing the texts between her and Julia, proving she tried her hardest to attend. It seems that Guerdy tried the link 3 times and continued to fail. She tried to tell her RHOM co-star that she was struggling but was not met with any compassion. Rather, Julia told her she would hear the big news on her own now that it had gone public. Guerdy maintains that she had to Google what Julia had to tell her and did not hear it directly from the bombshell texts. After RHOM fans saw the texts between Julia Lemigova and Guerdy Abraira, what did they have to say? Many who watched the premiere felt bad for Guerdy. They also hoped that this would not be Julia's lone storyline and focus solely on her anger toward Guerdy, which would prove to be boring. Now that the texts are out, is this making viewers further despise Julia? No one was happy with how Julia behaved, and they also did not think that she dictated any of the messages. More so, they believed she could have easily told Guerdy rather than being cold. Do you think the friendship is really over between Guerdy and Julia since the texts are out? Finally, was Julia wrong in the way that she handled everything? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and watch RHOM Wednesday on Bravo. Amanda has been a professional freelance writer for over a decade, holding both a BA and an MA. Her passions include animals, iced coffee, gnomes, summer music, and Guerdy Abraira breaks silence. The untold truth about her feud with Julia in the glamorous high-stakes world of the Real Housewives of Miami. Tensions often simmer beneath the surface, bubbling over in fiery confrontations and dramatic revelations. But sometimes what appears on screen is just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the glitz and glamour, relationships can become complicated, layered with misunderstandings, personal histories, and unspoken truths. Recently, Guerdy Abraira, one of Miami's most poised and composed housewives, decided to lift the curtain and expose the real story behind her long-standing feud with Julia. A fractured friendship or a misunderstanding? For viewers watching RHOM, the tension between Guerdy and Julia has been palpable. What started as seemingly innocent disagreements escalated into a full-blown rivalry, with accusations flying and friendships strained. Fans speculated about what truly fueled the fire. Was it a petty argument, jealousy, or deeper issues? Guerdy, known for her grace and diplomacy, had kept her distance publicly, offering only cryptic comments and subtle shade. But now, in an exclusive interview, Guerdy decided to set the record straight. People see what they see on the show, but the truth is much more nuanced, she begins, her voice steady but tinged with emotion. There's a history there, some of it personal, some of it rooted in misunderstandings, and I think it's time to clear the air. The root of the conflict, a matter of trust. Guerdy reveals that her issues with Julia go back years, long before they appeared on RHOM. Julia and I had a good relationship initially, she explains. We connected over shared experiences, and I genuinely valued her friendship. But trust is everything, especially in our world, and that trust was broken. According to Guerdy, the disagreement ignited over a miscommunication that spiraled out of control. There was an incident was not honest with me about certain things that affected my personal life, she says carefully. It wasn't just about words, it was about integrity and respect. Once that trust was compromised, it changed everything. Guerdy emphasizes that her actions weren't driven by petty jealousy or superficial grievances, but by a sense of betrayal. When someone you consider a friend crosses boundaries or withholds the truth, it's hard to reconcile that. It's painful, but it's also a matter of standing up for yourself. The Zoom moment, a symbol of frustration. Fans remember the infamous Zoom incident that played out dramatically on the show, where Guerdy expressed her frustration during a virtual call with Julia. Many viewers interpreted it as a petty quarrel. But Guerdy offers a different perspective. I was frustrated because, at that moment, I felt unheard and disrespected, she shares. It wasn't about the platform, Zoom, it was about how I was being treated. That moment was a reflection of deeper issues that had been building up. Looking back, I realize I might have expressed myself sharply, but it was born out of years of feeling betrayed and misunderstood. She admits that her tone during that call was emotional, but she also wishes viewers could see the full context. When people only see snippets, they miss the history and the pain behind it, Guerdy says softly. The impact of public scrutiny. Guerdy is candid about how the public feud has affected her personally. It's never easy when your private relationships become public spectacles, she admits. People judge, speculate, and sometimes forget there are real feelings involved. I've learned to protect my peace and not let external noise define me. She also addresses the criticism directed at Julia, who has painted her as the villain in some narratives. Julia and I have conflict, Guerdy notes. But I want to make it clear, this isn't about who's right or wrong. It's about understanding that friendships are complex, and sometimes they just run their course. A call for honesty and healing despite the hurt. Guerdy expresses hope for reconciliation. I believe in honesty and authenticity, she affirms. If Julia and I are to move forward, it has to be with a clear understanding. No masks, no pretending. I'm open to dialogue, but only if it's genuine. She emphasizes that she has no ill will but simply desires clarity. Life is too short to hold on to grudges, she says. I've grown from this experience, and I hope Julia has too. The truth is always better than pretending everything's perfect when it's not. The bigger lesson, navigating friendships in the public eye. Guerdy's candid revelation sheds light on a universal truth. Friendships, especially those tested in the limelight, are complicated. The pressure to maintain a perfect image, the temptation to project strength publicly, and the fear of vulnerability can all distort genuine connections. I think many people can relate, Guerdy reflects. In our busy lives, misunderstandings happen, and sometimes pride gets in the way. But at the end of the day, honesty and empathy are what truly matter. She hopes her openness encourages others to confront difficult conversations, rather than sweep issues under the rug. We all make mistakes, she says. What matters is how we handle them. Would you rather resolve things and grow, or let bitterness fester? A message to fans and fellow housewives. Guerdy's story is not just about her personal journey. It's a reminder to fans and fellow housewives that behind the glitz are real emotions, real struggles, and real lessons. I want my fans to know that authenticity is powerful, she asserts. We're all human, making mistakes and learning along the way. I hope my honesty inspires others to be truthful with themselves. She also acknowledges the importance of setting boundaries and prioritizing mental health. It's easy to get caught up in the drama, but I've realized that peace of mind is priceless, Guerdy says. Sometimes walking away or stepping back is the best thing you can do for yourself. Looking forward, rebuilding, and moving on as the season progresses, Guerdy remains committed to her personal growth and healing. She's open to mending her friendship with Julia if the circumstances are right. But she also recognizes that some relationships may have run their course. I'm focusing on my own happiness and well-being, she affirms. Life is a journey, and sometimes part of that journey involves letting go of things that no longer serve us. I wish Julia all the best, and I hope she understands where I'm coming from. Her message is clear: Honesty, respect, and kindness are the foundation for genuine connections, and even in the face of conflict, growth and understanding are possible. In conclusion, the power of truth. Guerdy Abraira's decision to openly discuss her feud with Julia marks a pivotal moment, not only for RHOM fans but for anyone navigating complicated relationships. Her candor underscores the importance of honesty, forgiveness, and self-awareness in healing wounds and finding peace. As viewers continue to follow their stories, Guerdy's journey reminds us all that behind every glamorous facade are real people with real emotions. The true beauty lies not in perfection, but in our ability to confront the truth with courage and compassion. In the end, it's not about winning or losing. It's about staying true to oneself and embracing the lessons along the way. Guerdy Abraira's story is a testament to that truth, one that will resonate long after the cameras stop rolling.